From the heart of Atlantis straight to AMSA, this is your weekly news flash, where we keep you informed on everything that's happening in and around Atlantis. This is the Atlantis Flash Live with Christina.
Welcome to a new edition of the Atlantis Flash Live, the weekly video newsletter for Atlantis Colleagues that brings you up to speed with all the newest developments at Atlantis and also at AMSA, our colleague accommodation. Packed with interesting stories, interviews, fun, challenges, and competitions, here are this week's headlines. Atlantis welcomes its first guests after more than a month of closure. New restrictions for AMSA residents in place for more protection. We catch up with PR to hear about the 10 million meals campaign. Also, you can hear about the Time for Gratitude campaign. And we bring smiles to your faces in the segment Let Us Entertain You. And lastly, we give you a sneak peek of the release operation of the baby sharks and rays in the Arabian Gulf. All this and much more in this week's Atlantis Flash Live. We prefer that you watch the entire flash, but if you're interested in a specific segment, please check out the timestamps at the bottom of this video and you can jump straight to your favorite segment. As life slowly begins to get back to what we're accustomed to, Atlantis welcomes its first guests after being temporarily closed during the month of April. Throughout the next week, we're expecting to welcome a few hundred in-house guests and a lot more visitors to our restaurants. This week, we announced further restrictions in AMSA, our colleague accommodation, which were aimed at increasing the safety of our colleagues and their loved ones. And whilst we realize that these restrictions may not necessarily be convenient for everyone, our standards of care have always exceeded the guidelines, and we will continue to do our best to take care of our colleagues and their loved ones. And in spite of all of these restrictions, I still want to thank all those colleagues whose hundreds of gratitude and appreciation messages continue to appear on our social platforms. We feel so proud and so fortunate that you are on the Atlantis team. Now, speaking of pride, our next segment will give you goosebumps. At least that's what it did when I watched it. Last week in the Atlantis Flash Live, I shared some news with you about Atlantis' participation in the 10 million meals campaign. Atlantis has pledged 10,000 meals worth 125,000 dirhams. However, this week, certain developments happened and we decided to invite Senior Director of PR and Communications, Linda Abdul Hay, to the studio with us to chat to us about these developments. Welcome to the Atlantis Flash studio, Linda. It's a pleasure to have you here with us today.
Thank you, Christina, for giving me the opportunity today to speak more about this campaign and Atlantis the Palm contribution.
Now, can you tell us about the mission of this campaign, actually?
So 10 Millions Meal is an initiative that has been launched back in April, beginning of Ramadan, by His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, UAE Vice President and Prime Minister, ruler of Dubai. And it was aiming to support the families and individuals who were affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. Those who lost their jobs, who became unemployed, those who witnessed a reduction in their incomes, they are the most people who will be benefiting from this campaign. And this campaign will be led by his wife, Her Highness Sheikha Hind bint Maktoum bin Jum'a Al Maktoum, the chairperson of the Board of Trustees of UAE Food Bank.
Wow, sounds like a lot of important people. I'm sure that this campaign is actually going to be amazingly successful. Now I hear that the number has changed. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
So basically, with the directions of our boss, Tim Kelly, he was so happy and excited about this initiative, and he was like, Linda, we should double up this contribution to 20,000 meals. And basically by that, Atlantis will be pledging 20,000 meals with a worth of 225,000 dirhams as part of the 10 million meals. And it's considered the biggest nation community campaign to provide meals and food parcels to support the people and the individuals who were affected by the COVID-19.
Okay, and I'm hearing very interesting information about the tallest donation box. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Absolutely. So the tallest donation box has been launched in parallel with the 10 million meals and to support the 10 million meals, but from a creative perspective. So basically, they have created like an idea of each person who buy a meal worth 10 dirhams as if they are lighting one box on Burj Khalifa. A light that means purchasing one meal, and each meal costs 10 dirhams only. So what is more beautiful than being part of it? All what they need to do is to go to www.tallestdonationbox.com and choose to purchase the meals that they are capable to choose. And by choosing every meal, they will be lighting a box on Burj Khalifa, basically on the facade of the Burj Khalifa.
So this is actually now dubbed the tallest donation box in the world because obviously Burj Khalifa is the tallest tower. I mean, honestly, the things that we come up with here are one of a kind and truly unique compared to the rest of the world.
Exactly, and it's the creativity behind it which makes also people excited, not only about the creativity part, but they were like, you can witness that people were racing to be part of this campaign. And the main objective of this campaign, it was to achieve 10 million meals during the month of Ramadan.
This is incredible. It just goes to show how kind the people and how generous the people living in the UAE are. It's wonderful to be part of such a country.
Absolutely, and it's just to share also this with you. It's all about the leadership. When you have a leadership that motivates people to be more contributing to the community. The Year of Tolerance last year taught us from different nationalities that this is a small world, and we are living in this country with over 190 nationalities, but we are human beings by the end of the day. And if we don't support each other during these difficult times, when we're going to support?
Exactly. Wow. So you're telling me that I can light at least one light on the Burj Khalifa?
Of course, it's available and for everyone. And all what they need to do is to go to the website, which I believe you will be showing also our audience more about the campaign and in a special video that you have prepared for them.
Actually, let's show them the video now. So we're going to show you an amazing video that gave me goosebumps the first time I listened to it and I watched it. I hope that you will be touched and inspired by this video.
Giving is good. It's really good. But is it ever enough? How can today's generosity fill the cupboards of tomorrow? And the day after that? We can light up a smile on her face, his face, and their faces too. But how can we light up the smiles on all of their faces? How can we provide for all of those with empty shelves and even emptier stomachs? Maybe we just need a bigger light, one that can shine a beacon of hope across an entire region. The world's tallest donation box. 1.2 million lights for sale. Buy a light on Burj Khalifa to help provide 1.2 million meals. It only takes a little to light up someone's life.
Wow, Linda, wasn't that touching?
It's so amazing to see what the leadership of this country are doing for people to stay united, to stay safe, and to stay also at the same time supporting each other during these difficult times. I mean, the Year of Tolerance last year taught people a lot about how to support cultures, religion of the people and living in the UAE. And we all know that over 190 nationalities live in this country in a very harmony and a humanity way, which also reflects on the contribution that they are doing now to each other.
I'm so grateful for living here and for being part of this whole entire community. And I think we all must be grateful and appreciative of what we have. And I think speaking of gratitude, Next up, I will be sharing with you a little bit more about our gratitude campaign, which is called A Time for Gratitude. It's a month-long campaign and it's in full swing now. So we'll be sharing with you a little bit of what's going on this week and what you can expect in the coming week. But before we do that, I would like to thank Linda for her presence today. Linda, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure chatting to you about all these wonderful initiatives that Atlantis is part of.
Thank you, Christina, for enabling me to be part of this segment for today. Stay safe, and all our colleagues who are watching us, stay safe and hope to see you soon.
Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
We've been talking about appreciation and our campaign A Time for Gratitude for several weeks now. We kickstarted the campaign with a video from our senior leaders last week. I hope you all had a chance to enjoy it, and if not, please explore our YouTube channel and see the video there. We were all touched by the reaction of the ticketing team, who created a beautiful collage of pictures with a heartfelt message to show their appreciation for this video. We are all encouraging you to come up with your own way of expressing gratitude to one another, and please feel free to share it with us here on the Atlantis Flash Live. And as this campaign continues until the end of May, next week we'll be sending you a well-being survey, and we want to hear from you. What do you think? This segment of the Flash Live is aimed to entertain you and give you a dose of positivity in your life. The mystery dancer that kept everyone guessing this week is none other than manager of the spa, Laura Cosbois. Thank you to all of you who took part in this competition, and for all the names that you have put in the suggestion boxes. A big congratulations though goes to the following individuals who will win a beautiful Chinese tea set. Let's play this week's clip and enjoy watching this dancer, who I'm sure many of you will not be able to identify, making it harder and harder every week. Bring it on, mystery dancer! This person is from an African country. Their favorite book is The Alchemist. The most important thing to this person is family. Their favorite show is How I Met Your Mother. And this person is an assistant manager and has been in Dubai for nearly 8 years. Any guesses? Add your comments in the comment section below. In fact, please hit the subscribe button and become part of our social community. If you want to receive updates every time we post a video here, hit the bell too. Dancing is a talent, but so is filming, editing, and directing. We are always on the lookout for talented colleagues who would like to join our team and be part of this amazing product. If you have filming, editing, presenting, or design experience, we would like to hear from you. Please email me to express your interest and send me your work. We clearly work for an organization that truly cares not only for guests and colleagues, but also for our environment, our oceans, our forests. I want to share a video with you of our most recent shark and ray release at the Jebel Ali Wildlife Sanctuary. This Wednesday, in partnership with Dubai Municipality, a group of Atlantis colleagues successfully released 5 honeycomb rays, which were approximately 30 to 40 centimeters big, and 15 Arabian carpet sharks, approximately 40 centimeters in size. Home to more than 65,000 marine animals, Atlantis is fully committed to conservation and goes to every length possible to connect people to nature and inspire them to protect it. Aquariums around the world play an important role in helping to improve the conservation of biodiversity, which include breeding and reintroduction programs. In the Lost Chambers Aquarium, we are are dedicated to working with local government agencies on initiatives such as enabling sharks to breed in a natural process, which leads to maintaining natural behaviors and improving animal welfare. Coming up next week, I hope most of you have seen Tim Kelly's update video this week. He spoke of a brilliant philanthropist and artist called Sasha Jafri, who is working with UNICEF in conjunction with Dubai Cares under the patronage of His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum to raise awareness and funds for the cause of continual, uninterrupted education for children. Sasha Jafri is widely regarded as one of the world's leading and most celebrated artists who has actually raised over $60 million in the past 22 years from the selling of his paintings to notable charities. Now, he wants to connect the world during the biggest humanitarian fight in over a century through the voices and the hearts of children around the world. He will be creating the largest single painting ever made on canvas by a lone artist, 110 meters by 28 meters. The goal is to raise charitable funds for the support of the next generation whilst breaking 5 artistic all-time records. The project will be created here at Atlantis Dubai and will take approximately 8 weeks to complete. Afterwards, it will go on display for the next 4 months. We will bring you some more news from Sasha himself. Also, next week, as part of our gratitude campaign, let's all participate in a 3-minute gratitude initiative where everyone living at AMSA comes to their balconies or to their windows and claps and cheers in appreciation of how the UAE government and Atlantis have handled the current pandemic. A virtual all-colleague meeting with Tim, similar to the one we did in April. You are encouraged to ask questions or make comments in the live chat section. If you wish to ask questions, you will have to have a YouTube account. But if you only wish to listen, then you can simply access the link. We look forward to welcoming you to the meeting, and we will send you a link to the live streaming hub by email and through our intranet, iKonnect. iKonnect can be used for so many things, and this is a quick reminder of how to log on and why you should be logged on.
iKonnect is here for you. Want to find out all the latest Global Office and Atlantis news? Or catch Michael Wales' latest video update? Or do you simply want to be able to look back at our previous communications and be able to search for the information you require? iKonnect is here for you, and it's your one-stop shop for information. We highly encourage you to make the most of this invaluable platform, particularly during this time when there are many communications every day. Here's a quick reminder of how to log in. Firstly, if you're on a desktop, visit ikonnect.kerzner.com. If you're on a mobile or tablet, download the Unily app as shown, and when prompted, enter the code 300-669. Later on, you'll be asked if you want to stay logged in and receive notifications. Answer yes. The logins you'll use will depend on whether or not you have an Atlantis email address. Colleagues with an Atlantis email will use their normal Atlantis credentials to log in. Colleagues without an Atlantis email will log in with their Atlantis ID in the format shown, and if it's your first time, with the password shown. You'll then be prompted to choose a new password. If it's your first time, you'll be asked to proceed through the verification procedures and password recovery questions before being taken through to the iKonnect homepage. It's as easy as that. Be the first to find out all the latest Kerzner and Atlantis news. Visit iKonnect today.
Check out current and previous videos of all the magnificent and wonderful events and parties we have organized for thousands of Atlantis colleagues throughout the years. Learn something new by viewing our weekly briefing topics led by the Learning and Development Department, or get inspired by our fantastic success stories that focus on colleagues' journeys at Atlantis. We look forward to welcoming you to the Colleagues at Atlantis YouTube community. Subscribe and hit the bell button, which will notify you once we release a new video. That's all we have packed in this week's Atlantis Flash Live. Please remember to stay home, stay healthy, and sanitize.
From the heart of Atlantis straight to AMSA, this is your weekly news flash, where we keep you informed on everything that's happening in and around Atlantis.